Hello dear students, in the previous class we have learnt about the major relief divisions of our country, that is the Himalayas and second one the Indo-Gangetic plains. So these two relief divisions we have learnt in the previous class, and today let us learn about the third major relief division of our country, that is the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is the third major relief division of our country. So the other name for Peninsular Plateau is Indian Plateau. Actually our country is India. It is called Indian Plateau. So the other name for Indian Plateau is also known as the Peninsular Plateau. Why it is called Peninsular Plateau? Because our country is surrounded by seas on three sides. Our India, it is surrounded by the seas on three sides. Do you know what are the three seas? One is, see, this is India. This is India. This is Bay of Bengal on the east side. On the west side, Arabian Sea. South side, we have Indian Ocean. So our country, it is surrounded by three sides with different kinds of seas. So such type of countries are called peninsular countries. So our Indian Plateau, that is why our Indian Plateau is known as Peninsular Plateau. Have you understand why our Indian Plateau is called Peninsular Plateau? Because it is surrounded by the seas. It is surrounded by the seas on three sides, right? Yes. So this Peninsular Plateau region. So now I will show you the Peninsular Plateau region. See, this entire region is Peninsular Plateau region. All this region is Peninsular Plateau region. Okay, now let us learn about this Peninsular Plateau. So how it is composed? This region is composed by three different kinds of rocks, especially three different kinds of rocks. One is mold crystalline rocks, and hard igneous rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So it is mainly, Peninsular Plateau is mainly composed by different kinds of rocks, especially the major rocks are old crystalline rocks, hard igneous rocks, and metamorphic rocks. What do we find here? What do we find in this plateau region? What do we find in this Peninsular Plateau region? So here we can find large metallic resources and also non-metallic resources. So in this plateau region we can find large metallic and non-metallic resources we can found in this region. And what is the topography of this plateau? What is the topography? Topography means it is this Peninsular Plateau region, it is slightly tilted towards east direction, slightly tilted. That is why most of the peninsular rivers like Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, all these rivers, they flow from west to east. Because what is the topography of this Peninsular Plateau region? It is slightly tilted towards east. So that is the topography of the Peninsular Plateau. So the topography of the Peninsular Plateau, it is slightly tilted towards the east direction. Okay. So what are the western edge of the Peninsular Plateau? Western Ghats is the western edge, Eastern Ghats is the eastern edge of the Peninsular Plateau, and the southernmost tip of the plateau is Kanyakumari. So these are Western Ghats. See, these are Western Ghats. These are the western edge. These are Eastern Ghats. These are the eastern edge of the Peninsular Plateau, and this is Kanyakumari. Here is Kanyakumari. Here is Kanyakumari. This is the southernmost tip of Peninsular Plateau. Have you understand? So Western Ghats is the western edge, Eastern Ghats is the eastern edge, and Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of the Peninsular Plateau. Okay. So the Peninsular Plateau, it is classified into two broad divisions. The Peninsular Plateau region is classified into two broad divisions. One is Central Highlands. Central Highlands is one, and second one is Deccan Plateau. What are these two? These two are the classifications of the Peninsula Plateau. Peninsula Plateau region is classified into two broad divisions. One is the Central Highlands and second one is the Deccan Plateau. So, where is the Central Highlands region? The Central Highlands region, it is located to the south side of the Gangetic Plain. Where is Gangetic Plain? This is Gangetic Plain, right? South side means this is south side, right? So it is located to the south side of the Gangetic Plain and north side of the Narmada River. See, here is Narmada River. Here is Narmada River. So this region, entire this region is Central Highlands region. Tell me, where is Central Highlands region? Central Highlands region is located towards the south side of the Gangetic Plain and north side of the Narmada River. So this region is located at the center of our country. That is why this is called Central Highlands. So there are two prominent plateaus are there in these Central Highlands. So what are the two important plateaus? One is Malwa Plateau and another one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. One is Malwa Plateau and another one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. See, here is Malwa Plateau. This is Malwa Plateau region and here is Chota Nagpur Plateau. This is Chota Nagpur Plateau. Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. So here Chota Nagpur Plateau, it is famous for rich kind of mineral resources. Chota Nagpur Plateau is famous for rich mineral resources. So what do we find here? Here in this Chota Nagpur Plateau, we can find rich mineral resources. Then what is the difference? What is the difference between this Gangetic Plain and this plateau region? So compared to the Gangetic Plain, plateau region, this plateau region is a dry region. Dry region means it does not receive heavy rainfall. It does not have water facility. So compared to the Gangetic Plain, plateau region is a dry region, and here the rivers, here means in this plateau region, the rivers are not perennial. What about in Gangetic Plain? For example, Ganga River, it is a perennial river. It continuously flows throughout the year. But here in this region, in this Peninsula Plateau region, the rivers are not perennial. And not perennial means here rivers does not flow throughout the year. That is why for the crops, people they have to depend on tube wells. They have to depend on village tanks for their second crop. So that is the main difference between Gangetic Plain region and the Peninsula Plateau region. And the second plateau is Deccan Plateau region. So where is this Deccan Plateau? This Deccan Plateau region is located to the south side of Narmada River. To the south side of Narmada River. Where is Narmada River? See here it is. Here is Narmada River. So towards the south side there is a triangular shaped landmass. See, observe here. What is the shape of the landmass here? Triangular shape of landmass. So to the south side of the Narmada River there is a triangular shape of landmass. That landmass is called Deccan Plateau region. Deccan Plateau region. So what is the north edge of the Deccan Plateau? What is the north edge of the Deccan Plateau? North edge means, see, this is the Deccan Plateau region. No, this is the Deccan Plateau region. The north edge of the Deccan Plateau is Satpura ranges, Satpura mountains. See, here is Satpura mountains. See, these are Satpura mountains, Satpura ranges. What are the Satpura ranges? They are the north edge of the Deccan Plateau. North edge of the Deccan Plateau is Satpura ranges. And what about eastern edges? Eastern edges are Mahadev range, and Kaimur range, and a portion of Maipal range. These are eastern edges. eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau. What about western boundaries? Western boundaries, eastern boundaries. What are the western boundaries of the Deccan Plateau? Again, see, this is the Deccan Plateau region. Western Ghats are the western boundaries. Eastern Ghats are the eastern boundaries. And next, Nilagiri Hills. Nilagiri Hills are the southern boundary of Deccan Plateau region. Tell me what are the western, eastern and southern boundaries of Deccan Plateau? Western Ghats is the western boundary of the Deccan Plateau. Eastern Ghats, eastern boundary of the Deccan Plateau. Nilagiri Hills are the southern boundary of the Deccan Plateau. Okay, right. Now, just now we have learnt Western Ghats are the western boundary. Eastern Ghats are the eastern boundary of the Deccan Plateau. Now, let us learn about the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Dear students, now let us learn about the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, and also the differences between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. First, I will show you the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. These are the Western Ghats. These are Eastern Ghats. Just now we have learned these are western boundaries of the Deccan Plateau. Western Ghats are the western boundaries of the Deccan Plateau. Eastern Ghats are the eastern boundary of the Deccan Plateau. So now let us learn about the differences between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. If you observe the Western Ghats lie parallel to the west coast. Where is the west coast here? See, this green color region, which is very closer to the Arabian Sea, this green color region is Western Coastal Plains region. These are the Western Coastal Plains region, right? This is coast region, West Coast region. So, where are the Western Ghats? Western Ghats lie parallel to the west coast. What about Eastern Ghats? Eastern Ghats lie parallel to the east coast. Now we understand Western Ghats lie parallel to the west coast and Eastern Ghats lie parallel to the east coast. And Western Ghats are continuous. They are continuous. They stretch with a few passes. It means the structure of the Western Ghats, see, they start from here. So they are continuously spread up to 1600 kilometers to 1600 kilometers. So Western Ghats, what is the structure of the Western Ghats? They are continuous structure. They are spreading almost 1600 kilometers. But in between there are few passes. That few passes are the entrance for Western Coastal Plains. The few passes are the gateways of the Western Coastal Plains. So, but overall the structure of the Western Ghats is continuous. This is the continuous structure. What about Eastern Ghats? Eastern Ghats are not continuous. It means in between there are some gaps. See, you observe here. Here this is Eastern Ghat, and see there is a gap between the Eastern Ghat. It means the structure of the Eastern Ghat is not continuous. Okay, and next here Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. That is why just now we have learned the topography of the Deccan Plateau is slightly tilted towards the east. Slightly tilted towards the east because Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats means Eastern Ghats are lower than the Western Ghats. Now tell me which mountains or which Ghats are higher? Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. It means Eastern Ghats are lower than the Western Ghats. Okay, and next, most of the peninsular rivers originate in this region. In this region means in the Western Ghats region. For example, Godavari River is one of the peninsular river, and Krishna River is one of the peninsular river. What is the origin place of these rivers? Western Ghats is the origin. Western Ghats is the origin place of these peninsular rivers. It means most of the peninsular river they take their birth in the Western Ghats. The origin place of the peninsular rivers is in Western Ghats. But no big rivers originate in this Eastern Ghats. Only small rivers they originate in this region, but no big river originate in this Eastern Ghat region. And here Gudaluru, there is a place Gudaluru. The Nilagiri Hills join these Western Ghats, and Dodabetta is the highest peak in the Western Ghats. So there is a place. What is the name of the place? Gudaluru. In that place, what happens? Nilagiri Hills. See, Western Ghats they meet at the Gudaluru place. Western Ghats meet Nilagiri Hills. So at that Nilagiri Hills, they join the Western Ghats. They join the Western Ghats. So in this, Dodabetta is the highest peak in these mountains. Dodabetta. What is the height of Dodabetta? 2637 meters is the height of the Dodabetta. Dodabetta is the highest peak in this region, and here there is a famous hill station. In this Nilagiri Hills, there is a famous hill station, that is Udagamandalam. Udagamandalam is the popular hill station in the Nilagiri Hills. It is popularly known as Ooty. So people called Ooty. Ooty is located in the Nilagiri Hills. So what is the highest peak in Nilagiri Hills? Highest peak is Dodabetta. Dodabetta is the highest peak in Nilagiri Hills. What is the height of Dodabetta? 2637 meters is the height. What is the famous hill station in this Nilagiri Hills? The Ooty. Ooty, or other name is Udagamandalam, is the famous hill station in this region. So here the highest peak is Aromakonda. Where is this Aromakonda? It is located at Chintapalli. The place is located in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Right? So the highest peak here is Chintapalli. And Western Ghats. What are there in the Western Ghats? Western Ghats, we have different kinds of hills in the Western Ghats. They are Annamalai Hills, next Palani Hills, and next Cardamom Hills. Where are the Annamalai Hills? Where are the Cardamom Hills? Where are the Palani Hills? Palani Hills are located in Tamil Nadu. Palani Hills are located in Tamil Nadu. And Annamalai Hills and Cardamom Hills, they are located in Kerala state. Annamalai and Cardamom Hills are located in the state of Kerala, and Palani Hills are located in the state of Tamil Nadu. So Western Ghats means there are different kinds of hills are there in the Western Ghats. What are those hills? Annamalai Hills, Palani Hills, and Cardamom Hills. So the highest peak in South India is, see, Dodabetta is the highest peak in the Nilagiri Hills. Dodabetta is the highest peak in the Nilagiri Hills. What is the highest peak in South India? In South India, the highest peak is Anaimudi. Anaimudi is the name of the peak. Anaimudi is the highest peak in South India. In which hills it is located? Anaimudi is located in Annamalai Hills. Anaimudi peak in Annamalai Hills is the highest peak in South India. So these are the different kinds of hills located in the Western Ghats. What about Eastern Ghats? In Eastern Ghats we have also different kinds of hills. Those are Nallamala Hills, Velikonda Hills, and Palakonda Hills. So these are the, and also we have almost Sheshachalam Hills. Nallamala, Velikonda Hills, Palakonda Hills, and Sheshachalam Hills. All these hills, they are part of the Eastern Ghats. Okay, and so these are the differences between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. And the most important thing here is the most remarkable feature of the Peninsula Plateau is, in our Peninsula Plateau region, entire region, most of the region is, we can found black soil. Black soil is the most remarkable feature of the Peninsula Plateau. How this black soil is formed? Due to volcanic activity. because of the volcanic activity. Due to volcanic activity, we can found large number of black soil in our Peninsula Plateau region. So that is the most remarkable feature of our Peninsula Plateau. Tell me what is the most remarkable feature of our Peninsula Plateau? That is black soil formed due to volcanic activity. Okay, so this is the information about Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats and also the Peninsula Plateau. And in the next class, we will learn about fourth major relief division, that is the Thar Desert. Okay, thank you very much.